There's a story that Catholic author Robert Moynihan tells about a conversation he had with the great Catholic novelist Walker Percy in 1977. Percy said that when Christianity collapses, the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia will be the place to go. I'm Jim Hale, and it seems that Mr. Percy was indeed on to something. 44 years later, the valley surrounding Front Royal, Virginia is indeed a Catholic redoubt. It is a place of breathtaking natural beauty, abounding in a flourishing art scene, where Catholics are at the forefront of something called roots music. Next weekend, Front Royal plays host to Appaloosa, one of America's great music festivals.
Get me home in time for the dance. Got a girl on my mind, gonna take a chance. Fire up the fiddle, let the moonshine flow. Gonna paint this town tonight. Woo!
Really think out the bands that we book. There's a lot of easy grabs. A lot of bands, if you book them, you'll make a ton of money, a ton of people will come, but they don't necessarily have the most wholesome culture around them.
Right.
And for us, we just do look at what kind of music do this, and people that love to smile and are joyful. And so we kind of pick from all that. We do the Irish circuit, Bluegrass circuit, Americana circuit, and we play in those circuits, and we just try to find people that have that light in their eye of just, they love what they're doing, they love each other, and when you get all the bands, the whole 3-day conglomeration of like 20 or 30 bands that have a similar spirit, it creates a great environment. Pretty random, I know, like Ukrainians playing Irish music, but both my parents escaped from communism and got out right before the Iron Curtain came down, were granted asylum here in the States. So we grew up playing listening to Ukrainian music, speaking Ukrainian, in the Shenandoah Valley, so we're listening to bluegrass, Ukrainian folk music, and then my brother fell in love with the Celtic fiddle. And it became this, almost an obsession, 8 hours, 10 hours a day, just learning the tunes from tapes. Then he went to Ireland and spent 4 months in Ireland, going to the pubs at night, learning the tunes at night, and then playing them the next day in the streets to make a living. And so Scythian started out, my brother and I were street performers. One of the things that I love about a lot of the Irish festivals is they had Mass on Sunday. Mm-hmm. And because they were the same boat, like if you wanted to say Mass in Ireland, you would be killed. And they would meet in private in these secret spots to have the Masses. And the Irish festivals kind of pay tribute to the sacrifices so that we could have what we have today. And so we said we want to have Mass at Appaloosa. We want to have worship. And I'm Catholic, so that's who we are. This festival is who we are. And so we incarnate, the bluegrass, the Irish, Celtic, that's all represented at the festival. But every year, it's a camping festival, so everyone's out in the woods camping, and we have this gigantic tent. We set up Mass, and we have beautiful sacred music. And kind of out of the woods, you see these hordes of people coming to the Mass tent. And Catholics and non-Catholics are coming, and it's amazing to me, like, especially these days, a lot of people are like, are you shoving religion down my throat? I thought I was gonna get some of that. It was you just saw people with tears in their eyes, just experiencing worship in its proper form as a Thanksgiving. When you're organizing a festival, it's kind of like the lighthouse that I'm going for. If I can make it to Sunday Mass, the festival's a success.